The world of Warcraft is filled with weapons that the heroes of Azeroth can claim and use against their enemies. Some of them are common and can be seen in the hands of every player. Others are harder to come by and may require long grind, skill and luck. Then we have weapons that have been lost in history, that used to be available, but that in present day can only be found in the hands of those who farmed it in the past. Today we are going to talk about one of those weapons, or actually two of those weapons. Anathema and Benediction are the name of two staves obtainable by priests from vanilla up until Cataclysm. Back in the early days of raiding, this was by far the best weapons for the class, and their unique appearances have not been used again since. To be able to create these weapons, the priest needed 3 items. The first of these was the Eye of Divinity. This was a class-unique trinket that dropped off Majordomo Executus in the Molten Core. When you equip the trinket, you receive a buff that says you feel at peace with the world. The tooltip also says you can see movement when you peer into the eye, and you can right-click the trinket to read more. When you do, the following text is shown to you. When you peer into the eye, images of a great battle fill your mind. This terrifying conflict appears to be taking place somewhere in Lordaeron. You can barely make out a lone female figure standing amidst 1,000 corpses, fending off a sea of scourge. She is hopelessly outnumbered, tendrils of light escape her hands, cutting through undead by the hundreds. All for naught, it would seem. Moments later, the priestess is swarmed by the corpses of the peasants that were surrounding her. The fallen have risen. The text refers to Aerys Havenfire, a priestess who died during the Scourge of Lordaeron. Before Cataclysm, her spirit could be found in the mountains to the west of Stratholme. She could only be seen with the Eye of Divinity equipped, and she offered the priest to try and succeed where she failed. The first quest she hands out is simply called A Warning, where she makes clear that this has to be done by the priest and the priest alone, without any help from others. Priest, you are about to undergo a rigorous series of events which shall test all your abilities. I suggest that you listen to the story that I have to tell. Be warned, you must complete this task alone. It is recommended that your allies remain at a distance. Interference by outside agents will result in a most severe punishment. Destiny has led you, and you alone here. Battle with honor, harness the light. If you try to get help from another player, you would fail the event and be unable to try again for 2 hours. Her next quest is called the Balance of Light and Shadow, and this is what we must complete to unlock Benediction and Anathema. Aerys Havenfire says the following: "You must do what I could not. Save the peasants that were cut down while fleeing from Stratholme. They will walk towards the light. You must ensure their survival. Should too many fall, our cursed existence shall continue. You will have failed. Every ability, prayer and spell that you have learned will be tested. May the light protect you." The objective of this quest was to use the priest's healing abilities to safely escort 50 peasants from point A to point B without letting 15 of them die. I never tried this myself because I never played a priest, but if you are going to believe those who undertook this quest in vanilla, this was one of the most challenging things you could do. You had to both heal the spirits of the peasants, while at the same time fighting off waves of scourge. Many priests used oil of immolation and Stratholme holy water to deal damage while at the same time being able to focus on healing and dispelling the escort targets. The reward for completing the Balance of Light and Shadow was the next item required to create Benediction and Anathema. Upon completion, Aerys Havenfire presented the priest with a splinter of Nordrassil. Now, with the Eye of Divinity and the splinter of Nordrassil, only one more item was needed. The Eye of Shadow was a trinket that dropped from Dreadlords, Mana Hounds, Felguard Elites, Doomguard Commanders, and before Burning Crusade, Lord Kazak in Blasted Lands. It also dropped from Hedorine Slayers in Winterspring. Lord Kazak would guarantee a drop, while it was a much rarer occurrence to get it from the lesser demons. It is worth mentioning that this trinket was bind and equip, and still to this day it sometimes shows up on the auction house. Now, after obtaining these 3 items, the priest could finally create the staff Benediction. Back in early vanilla, carrying this weapon was a testament of your skill and devotion to the class, and while Benediction was a choice for healing priests, the truly unique feature of the weapon was its ability to shift into its dark form, Anathema. This meant that if you wanted to embrace the dark side of the class, the weapon could transform with you, and there is no denying that Anathema is a truly beautiful weapon in the hands of a Shadow Priest. The 2 staves were obtainable up until the release of Cataclysm. With the expansion, class quests were removed, which meant the Eye of Divinity, the Eye of Shadow, and Aeris Havenfire were lost to history. In present day, the priests that carry Benediction or Anathema can pride themselves with the knowledge that they have 2 truly unique pieces of transmog that in my eyes are more legendary than any artifact weapon could ever be. The very reason I made this video is actually because I saw a priest that used the Benediction as transmog in an Emerald Nightmare LFR group. So if Bing from the realm Anachronos is watching this, thanks for giving me the inspiration to make this video. And to the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please rate the video a thumbs up and let me know if you want more of the same style. There are a lot of things that have been lost to history in the World of Warcraft, so there are more videos like this that I can bring to you if you want. And as always, if you want more World of Warcraft from a different perspective, be sure to subscribe to the channel and I will be back with more stuff very soon. But until then, take care.